no tomorrow.
Tim, who are they aiming at?
Obviously, school shooters. And that's, it's only a matter of time until they blame this one. They're blaming them, all the school shootings they're blaming on video games instead of, before it was comic books and rock and roll and TV and movies. Now it's all video games. I think the coolest thing ever would be if they blamed the school shooting on Dance Dance Revolution. They have like little arrows set up all over the school. That's what I'm waiting for.
What do you think, Dan?
That's too hard to follow up. I'm going to go a different place. Years of war, actually what I thought about was years of war in Iraq. I mean, I was really struck with the fact we've now been in Iraq longer than we were in World War II. So the lyrics are about familiar faces, worn out places. Well, what's more familiar, unfortunately, than having to be in a war zone? So how well Iraq is going to help them with the sales, I wonder.
And did the name jump out at you, Gears of War?
Well, I think going off of what you're saying here, we have this urban warfare. We have no sense that this is an accomplishable goal. We have no illusions of survival. We have this hero sociopath in an endless war with no clear agenda and a giant arachnid coming down to kill you at the end. So I think that there's a wonderful thing in the counterpoint between the music here and the bloodbath that's going on in the psychological drama, also associating itself with our with the patriotism and this polarization that's going on in the country right now. We have an illusion that everything is black or white, that it's the evildoers or the good guys, and yet here is this song that's all about this dark, deep despair, this alienation, this uncertainty about what's going on in the war, and we have this ecstatic nihilism that is ushered in by this sweet song.
Ecstatic nihilism. You don't hear that often on TV.
And not enough.
Yeah, I'm just a simple woman of the people. I want to fight a mechanized dinosaur. Yay! Yay, mechanized dinosaur. And I want that to be the soundtrack. That would be the best soundtrack of a video game ever, where you're just like, yeah, it's all just, and then just losing your mind on giant mechanized. I was very excited about the idea of the game, but I don't want first person. I don't want first person shooter. I'm a big fan of your when you're the overlord and I like being a general. I like sitting back, much like Mr. Bush.
So there's games. I don't play games that much. I don't play games at all. But there's games from the general's perspective as well as from the foot soldier's perspective.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Well, it's a strategic game more than a first-person shooter.
Well, and that's the other problem with the title. Gears of War makes me think of Cogs of War, and you're like, this little piece that gets thrown in and gets blown up.
But I think that's very deliberate. Isn't it very deliberate that you have no choice? You're part of the machine, and this is your destiny, and you will do this. I thought that the psychology of this was just absolutely fascinating.
I'm enlisting tomorrow.
When you get onto the game, there's a voice in your ear that says, "Welcome back to the Army, soldier."
Yeah.
This guy is in it. The song is all about suicide, or at least about death. No tomorrow.
No tomorrow.
And people who feel that, particularly adolescents, are depressed and feel that their lives aren't meaningful. But this guy has meaning to his life. He's giving his life to fight the monster, to fight the machine. How different is that psychologically from what the people did who flew the planes in 9/11?
Can I just interject here real quick? Is that you're acting like it's a new thing, that this game is a new thing, relates somehow to Iraq and what's going on in the country now. It's not. It's Doom. We've been playing Doom for 15 years now.
Doom is a great game.
We've been the big space marine fighting the aliens with different weapons. If anything, this game is overdone and has been with us for just too long.
And why can't we go back to fighting squares?
But even Pac-Man, you had those ghosts. You have the good guys and the bad guys.
And that's actually the other place I would have gone with the lyrics. It is too familiar. I mean, the whole setup, the game itself, it's all really familiar. Yeah. It's not actually very interesting to me.
But the sociological statement that it makes, I think, about the generation of people who play these games and are attracted to these games, to me, comes in the line of this song. It's not in the ad that says, I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. And this is the dream.
If you play a lot of first-person shooters, like Medal of Honor, that game told Medal of Honor Allied Assault. It was a World War II game, and it was extremely cinematic. And you actually got attached to the other people in your squad. And if one
Right.
of them got killed, you felt terrible.
But you know,
felt
the great thing
awful.
about it is that you could back up because you had
Yeah.
saved, and you could go back and try to
Bring
save
him
that-
back to life.
Exactly, you could try to save that guy's life.
And then
you
he'd
could
go and get killed again.
replay. Unfortunately, no replay in Iraq. It turns out.
Yeah.
You know?
But I was going to say that game was very cinematic and used music very, very well.
Yeah.
And it really put you in the game. And I think that might be the kind of feeling they're trying to get across here.
Time for our exit question. The last little graphic said, jump in. Where should you think twice before jumping in, Tim?
Well, I think we're all going to say the same thing now, Iraq.
Dan?
My bathtub, I haven't cleaned it lately.
Ann?
Iran.
Oh,
Jackie?
I was going to say Korea, but no way would we ever have the guts.
We'll just name off countries here.
That's right.
I'll play it a
Kenya?
little safer. Think twice before jumping into an adjustable rate mortgage.